My goal now that we are being profitable is to take that income and shore up some of the gaps, because we had to start a little lean. So let's just get some more, I don't know, things that make us attractive to quality nurses so that when staff comes, we can retain them. I'm going to get some money eventually. I'm sure of it. But it's now's not the time.
Why are you wearing red today?
It's a party. Our first patient's birthday was 2 days ago. And so today is Saturday, and we are throwing him a birthday party. We've invited his family because they live here locally. And we invited our respite client, our potential respite client that we're trying to get, and his mom. And our second patient is here, and the staff has been invited. So, we will celebrate another year of his life. It is rock star themed, and the colors, as you will see, are red, black, and white. So that's why I'm wearing red today. It's festive.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Is this the same as us?
It's a medium, but it looks like I held it up. This look bigger?
You said for this one, they wonder.
I'm asking if this looks bigger to you.
That looks bigger than this.
Okay, yeah. That was for but
Really? Matches me too.
but this is your turn for the party.
Did you get your own shirt?
I did.
Let me see.
Well, Julie just took the other two shirts.
Mm-hmm.
This one's for Eva.
I like that.
And this one's for me.
Okay. High and dry.
That's high and dry. Oh. I don't know who these people is. Not near one of them.
So why we got all these shirts?
Well, come see, let me show you. This one's gonna be for this for it's his birthday.
Yeah.
And the theme is Rockstar. So,
How do we come up with this rock star theme?
well, we choose the best package on Amazon.
Okay.
We got the balloons, the tablecloths, all the stuff. All the stuff. Why are you looking at me?
You the stuff, girl. I love that you take the time to, do the fun things and just celebrate. And
I mean, what else they gonna do? It's the least you could do. They here.
Yeah.
All day, every day. At least you can blow up some balloons for them and pass out a cupcake that they can't eat. So, it's like, don't make it seem like this is a lie. Oh, how nice of you to do this thing. It's the least, right? It is the least you can do to celebrate somebody's birthday and to give them some variety in the look of the four walls that they constantly see by hanging up balloons or decorating for Christmas. Or it is the least we can do, people. This is not going above and beyond. This is what you should do when you are responsible for an individual and their entire life is your home and your staff. So throw them a party.
amen to that. I totally agree with you, and that it's the least that we can do in celebration of them and supporting them and just showing them variety.
If you're gonna have to start getting on the camera, bro. Like, we could just have a conversation.
I gotta get my lighting right.
But you gonna let me be out here half shaded?
Sit back a little bit.
Oh,
Just
I can't. No.
push your chair back a little bit. No, not over, just back. There you go, right there, right there. You say that it's the least that.
Go on.
You say that it's the least that we can do, but when, in reference to what you just mentioned, I don't know if anybody was paying attention, we received our second patient. Yay, hooray, hooray. in relation to some of the other facilities that you've been to, the least is not being done.
Well, we're not out here to badmouth other people.
We are
We're
not.
just here to highlight what we do and what our values and priorities are. So that's all I can speak to.
I'm not asking you to name names. I'm just saying, as a point of differentiation, when we speak about the quality of care that's being provided, you make sure that our services have the bells and whistles to really make this house a home.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's something worth applauding and highlighting. At the meeting that we went to, being able to meet with the different administrative staff members was fantastic. Can you talk about what possible opportunities may come down the line?
So at the meeting, one of the APD people pulled us to the side and asked if it would be possible for us, or how, I don't know. She asked if we would be able to take 3 patients if it came to a point where they needed to do an emergency removal and placement with a very short turnaround, if we had the staff and the space to handle that. Of course we said yes, because we've been overstaffed since day one, right? Like, ain't no way one patient needed to have 8 employees, okay? But I'd rather get the good employees and have them to be ready for whatever opportunities that came up. And in prepping for the business, you put that's a part of the business plan. You save enough money so that you can operate the way you need to for your first year or while you're building up your patient clientele. So that's what we did. So of course, when she mentions this, I can say, yes, we're ready and we have the staff, because we have always had the staff and we have the space.
No,
But this may or may not happen. Like, we don't know. It's just one of those hypothetical things. So I wouldn't put too much stock in it. Just, we would do great, but we stay ready.
what you specifically said, and I quote, was, "We're actually overstaffed." And they said no one ever.
Yeah. Hey.
Can you go a little more into detail about just the initial business plan that you had with that overstaffing, with the carrying costs, and to how the finances of today with the second patient coming here and moving forward, what that looks like?
So we started this process in 2021, and that's when we bought the property. It was a year and a half before we were licensed, and another 6 months before we got our first patient. So your carrying costs could be high if you get your property first, but of course, we're real estate investors. So the property ran as Airbnb until the day before the first patient moved in. So we weren't starting from a negative position. I did a couple flips in that time, and you put that money away to be like the funding that we would use to survive our first year of business. So there was savings to make sure we could pay staff and get the equipment and things that we needed for the house. So the expectation was always, I just believe, like, your first year of business, your first few years of business, you shouldn't be expected to pocket no money. Like, your job is to grow the business, and what it needs is cash sometimes. So I had no expectation of being profitable or earning any money for myself in the first year. Everything was to go to setting a solid foundation for the business. Fortunately, this business model, profit will happen sooner. Like, we're now profitable at the second patient, but I'm still not going to take a salary or any money out of it, because now I can do things like, increase my staff salaries, because it was on the lower end since we were just starting and it's only one patient. I can offer a benefits package now. So my goal now that we are being profitable is to take that income and shore up some of the gaps, because we had to start a little lean. So let's just get some more, things that make us attractive to quality nurses, so that when staff comes, we can retain them. I'm gonna get some money eventually. I'm sure of it, but it's now's not the time.
All right. I love it. Plan for the next 3 months, 6 months, 12 months.
Next 3 months. Don't kill nobody. Next 3 months, we're doing a employee salary. Everybody's getting a pay raise in January. So that's the first thing that's going to happen. Hopefully, I'll have a benefits package in place by then. I'll probably also get an actual payroll company. Right now, I do payroll. So we'll get a payroll company that can do that. Hopefully within the next 3 months, that patient that we got onto the waiver will become our patient and move in. Yeah, that's it.
Do we have a visit scheduled with them?
Oh yeah. They're coming to visit on Wednesday to see the house, and then the following Wednesday we will go to their home to visit the patient. So, we always do 2 visits, one here, one there. It's a little premature because it's not like we got a referral packet out yet. Normally we won't do that until we have a referral packet out and we're assessing it for placement. But we've been working with this parent for the last 4 months. We may as well get ahead of it. That still doesn't mean that he could end up here, but we're going to shoot our best shot. And our best shot is somebody walking through this door and seeing this house, and seeing our patients and meeting our staff. So we'll get started with that so that she can have all the information she needs to make a decision. And hopefully she will decide to place him here with us and communicate that to APD as they put together this crisis situation.
Awesome. And then I believe you mentioned moving forward with licensing the second property.
Yeah, I think once we get to 3 patients in this home, I'm going to license the other house around the corner. Because we're using 3 bedrooms here. And once these 3 bedrooms have one body in it, this house is full. 2 more people can come in, but that's it. And it can take a couple months to get your house licensed. I may or may not have to put fire sprinklers in that other one. So I'll at least start the paperwork process of getting that other house licensed, which I've started most of it already. I really just have to update it and submit. That way, should someone pull us to the side talking about they got 3 patients that they need to put in and I only got 2 beds left here, I want to be able to capture any other opportunities that come through. So once we get to patient 3, we'll get the other house licensed so that we're ready when the opportunity presents itself.
Okay. And can you talk about why you may or may not need to put sprinklers into that house?
So you need fire sprinklers if the individual cannot get themselves out of a home within 3 minutes. So at this house, currently our patient population, they're non-ambulatory. So fire sprinklers were absolutely necessary here because they can't get themselves out of the home. So we need to be able to put the fire out. But if our potential respite patient that we are working with to eventually transition to full-time placement, he walks. And so if he comes, we may get to a situation like when we do our pairings for roommates, we're trying to put people with similar acuities together. And if another walking person doesn't come to be his roommate, then it would be better for me to take him and start a new home with him and focus on patients that can walk so that, all the people in rooms together or in the house together can have similar needs. And so if I decide that home is going to be for ambulatory people, then there is not a fire sprinkler requirement. And the only reason I'm thinking about that is because this neighborhood, all the roofs are flat. So it's not like you can just pop into the attic and drop in the equipment that you need. So that one is going to be a little more difficult to place sprinklers in anyway. So that might be something we have to do just to avoid that.
Okay. And as fire sprinklers, they take some time.
They take time. Parts be out of stock. Like it took us, we started our fire sprinklers in June and it didn't finish. It didn't finish until like December of that year. So it took a full 6 months to complete our fire sprinkler and smoke detection system. So that's another reason why I would start on that house, right? Like I might not get the license right away, but I might be like doing the assessment. Do I need to install ramps here? Do I need to do the fire sprinklers? And if so, doing that stuff, because you will need to have those things in place when you get your licensing visit.
Okay, perfect. And to bring us back to the real estate investing point, right? You've just described a lot of growth and development in trying to stabilize this present business. Back to the planning piece of, 6 months, 12 months from now, where do you see this fitting into the growth goals that you have for your real estate investing journey?
6 months from now, it would be ideal if this home is full and the other home is licensed. When this home is full, this now becomes a cash flow generator for us to take and reinvest into other assets. So the goal would be, so once this house is full, convert our life insurance policies to cash value and funnel all of this cash into that. We'll talk about that later. And then also buying assets, multifamily, commercial. I don't need this business to be profitable. I need it to buy assets. So that will be the focus in that 6 to 12 month window to start the acquisition process and to collect as much property as we can to fill up as the life insurance policies as much as I can. Yeah. And I think that's my focus for that full year. So not just 6, so that full year. And after that year, so that'll have been 2 full years of the business, then I'll think about what type of salary I want. But the goal is to use this money to create cash flowing assets so that I can live off the cash flowing assets and then do nothing.
I saw Ice Cube. He was talking about the big 3 and just the tumultuous process that it was for him erecting a professional sports organization and lenders not wanting to provide him funding for his business and just, trying to cobble together the different venues and the players and just the staffing and on and on and on, all these issues. And he was like, don't talk about wanting to be a boss if you're not willing to lose money for 5 years. But that losing money is, you got to change your frame of reference and how you view it. You just mentioned investing money in building a business for 2 years and being able to forego the instant gratification for the future benefits that you envision in the execution of your business. And can you just highlight that for us once again? Because I think that's so critical to people understanding getting into this business and what it can do.
It was a long ass. I didn't know what you said. But yeah, I don't know. And I need to stop here.
Okay.
It's 12:38. Party started at 1.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.